that's enough for me to go ahead and say, no, we're not doing this.
Yeah, definitely. That is not the lifestyle. Honestly, why are you even looking at going to bars or party, like clubs and whatever, to go look for that kind of a person? They're not going to be there.
Well, sure, but maybe it's not you're looking for a long time. Maybe you're looking for a good time.
Do you, boo-boo? Like...
Right, but at the same time, if you're going out partying, what's the point of going out to a bar normally? Vast majority of time, you're looking for somebody of the other gender, and you're looking to see what's available on the market.
Like, females generally, like, do that, and they just go out in packs, and then they just go find somebody to have fun with, and then they, like, either leave with them or without them. I don't know. But I was never really in the dating scene. But, what I have seen is, like, these people are generally looking for someone to do more of the same with. And that is not the jam that we're
not laying that out.
Yeah, this is not what we're discussing. This is not up for discussion. That's just like, you want to go find a party buddy to go party. But if you want to find a party buddy to party with your whole life.
That's what we're talking about.
That's what we're talking about.
Well, and then once the alcohol starts flowing, you know that all kinds of bad decisions come from that kind of environment. And if you're willingly going into that environment and usually dress the way that people tend to dress going into that environment, it is as if you were inviting things to happen. And that's why I think that's enough for me to say, no, we're not going to be doing that. I don't date people that go out partying.
Yeah, that's a standard. If you are looking with this end goal in mind, it's not the scene you should be in. It's not the kind of people who are in the scene that you should be looking for, because it just begets more of the same.
Right. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. If she is heavily tattooed or pierced, that's like putting a sticker on a Lamborghini to me. It's a beautiful work of art, and you just want to slap a sticker on it.
People's going to get mad.
That's okay.
People's going to get mad.
Especially if you got tattoos all up on your boobs or on the lower back. It's like, what, are you looking for target practice? Is that what's going on here? It sends a message, right? I'm not talking about the cute little unicorn tattoo on your ankle or whatever.
Like, okay.
Symbolically important to you, that's fine. If you have a cultural thing where, part of your culture is to go ahead and get a septum piercing.
We definitely leave those alone.
Like, that's a cultural thing. That's a religious thing. Not a big deal. If you are faithful in your religion and that's part of what's in there, that shouldn't be a red flag in that context, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like this personal belief that you need to memorialize someone. No, I'm talking about a departed one or somebody, or, the semicolon, like, rock on, people, I'm glad you're here.
But at the same time, you're not going to go ahead and put a memorial tattoo all across your chest as a woman. And if it's the name of an ex-boyfriend, run, get out of there.
Oh, like, I would never be like, for our 20th anniversary, I'm just going to put Mike's property right here.
No, not at all. I'd be like, nope.
No.
We're not doing that.
No, definitely. For me.
Like, we could go ahead and get like a collar and, have a tag, and, there could be fun things to do that, but nothing permanent, It's something you can go ahead and take on and put off,
Temporary markings.
Yeah, temporary markings, right?
Blue and then purple and then yellow.
Those kind of things.
The color changing one. No, I'm kidding. Okay, but anything that's like, especially that's very prominent, that's somewhere like even like where it's going to show no matter mostly what you wear.
Sure.
It's something that's like, it just gives you pause to be like, what's happening here? Like, what is your life like?
Sure. And I think that in some ways, some people will have like really good reasons to have tasteful tattoos and things of that nature. And then other people want to have a whole sleeve to go ahead and tell a story. And just like all these other red flags, it's not a yes or no. It's a matter of, hey, maybe there's something to this, something for consideration. But if it's a tattoo right here or right along the inner thigh or right there on the backside, someone had to go ahead and spend hours of work to go ahead and put it there.
In that area. But for me personally, like the hard stop is I don't care if you've been together forever, like being married 21 years next week. But if you put somebody's name on your body,
it's not your children. Like, I think that's a thing. Like my brother has a tattoo of my grandmother's name right here on his wrist. And I don't think that I think generally speaking, tattoos on dudes is not seen culturally as a negative thing as much as it is on women for aesthetic reasons.
Definitely. And that's a fact of life.
They're just
It
judged
is.
differently.
You can't fight the psychology of it,
Right.
you know?
And that's why we leave it on this list, not the man's list.
But also, it's not like up here in Old English, like calligraphy, like it isn't Delia right here, you know, like, and it's huge.
Yeah,
it's
respectful.
simple. It's like small thing because she was a wonderful human being.
Absolutely.
And, you know, and he, knowing who he is, and that's another thing. It's like, if we aren't dating, if we aren't, you know, if I ain't going home with you, like,
You don't care.
like, you know, a lot of, you know, people that we work with and people that we, you know, hang with and stuff. Oh, tatted, you know, my bestie has like a whole TARDIS tattoo right here. I'm like, good for you, babe. I don't care. I don't have a dog in this fight. You know, I'm not sitting there judging every single person I pass by at the supermarket, you know, pick up my groceries. But beside the point, you know, I don't care.
And
this is just for consideration for somebody that you want to spend your life with. You want to look at that thing day in, day out.
Sure. And the thing is, like you said, we don't judge daily, but you should have some level of discernment with somebody that you intend to spend a good chunk of your life with.
Yeah.
And see what are the motivations behind these things.
Now, if you're tatted up to the neck and, you know, that's your hobby together, great, you found your perfect match. Use the other, you know, to kind of vet this person.
Sure. And if you happen to have these very niche interests, by all means, go ahead, find the thing that works for you. So if we didn't rustle people's jimmies with that, we're going to rustle people's jimmies with this next one. Body count.
Ouch.
Ouch. A lot of people have really big sensitivities to this topic because they don't want to be disqualified for the person that they want to be with because of choices of their past.
That's just, they don't want consequences.
They don't want the consequences of their actions, right? And whether we like it or not, there is a genuine distaste for people that have just given themselves up too easily. And like, you can go ahead and be mad about it, or you can recognize that and hopefully, if you are not in that circumstance, don't make those choices that lead to that. Or if you are already there, try to make the best of what you've got and advise others not to do the same if it hasn't worked out well for you.
Definitely, I think, especially before you go looking at anyone else, you need to figure out what your threshold would be. And if people are just, and then you get to that conversation where you just have somebody who's just like is well beyond what you thought your comfortable threshold was, you need to think about that. I'm not saying that is like full stop, you know, because I'm not you. I have my own preferences, and those preferences aren't everybody else's preferences. It's just, again, something to maybe you want to consider that. And especially in females, the body count issue, if they go to that basic, like, making excuses kind of rhetoric, say, oh, but I thought we were going to get married and we were together this long and all of that stuff. Well, if that happened repeatedly, that shows a pattern of judgment that is suspect.
Whereas if she got a body count of 1 and that was the story, you would judge her very differently than you would if that story was repeated 50 times.
I mean, if you even had a body count less than you can count on one hand.
Yeah, there's something there. Now, why does that matter, right? Because I think generally speaking, most women don't really care that much how much action the man has gotten in his life. Whereas dudes, biologically, deep down, have an innate distaste for female promiscuity.
Well, you actually said the last half of this. What women keep are responsible for keeping and what men are responsible for keeping. And that is the reason why women are judged more harshly.
Mm-hmm. Like there hasn't been a single culture in the past 10,000 years that has glorified female promiscuity. There's always been some cultural impetus to go ahead and maintain some semblance of purity. And it's as if there is some wisdom to, hey, maybe you want to save something special for someone special.
I mean, And people will say, well, but men just go to these brothels and stuff and they just stay there or whatever. And it was fine for them. The biggest thing is it was not a part of culture, where here it's on Front Street. It's all in the front windows, of a lot of different industries. It's just like, it's just a given that you're just gonna do a lot of stuff with a lot of people and it's fine. But then, oh, well, I'm ready to settle down now. So all of that doesn't matter. Whereas before, it's like you get married, you have the spouse, and yeah, they definitely did a whole lot of, the guys did a whole lot of catting around. For me, and I'm not saying it was absolutely right for them to do that. I'm saying that, like, in the culture as a whole, they were discreet about it. They didn't put it in media. They didn't put it in every advertisement and all of that stuff.
Sure.
Like, they kept it as the separate, like, bubble that did not leak into general society.
Now, something else that's to be noted is that, generally speaking, we value the things that are hard to do and hard to accomplish. So for men, it is relatively difficult to secure a sexual relationship with a woman compared to how easy it is for a woman to just go to a bar and say, hey, I'm open for business. And you'll have a whole bunch of dudes lining up.
A lot of customers.
You'll have a whole lot of people lining up. So an interesting analogy that people have used in the past is about locks and keys. Mm-hmm. A lock that opens for any key is a shitty lock. A key that can open any lock is a master key. Right, wrong, or indifferent, there's something to be said there. If a dude has the skills to go ahead and seduce women, that is a skill that takes a lot of time and effort to develop and cultivate.
Well, especially, having game in these days.
Whereas, like we said before, a woman can go out to the bar and just say, hey, that she's open for business.
Just throw it out there.
And have a bunch of dudes line up. Which one takes more effort and skill over an extended period of time? It's pretty obvious which one takes more effort. And so that's why I think that body count is judged so differently in our culture, because there's a measure of skill involved.
I mean, doing a lot of people, it's more of an anomaly to be in any kind of committed relationship, let alone a married relationship, let alone a successful married relationship.
Right. All of those things are very different matters.
Yeah, we're practically zoo animals. They need to study us.
Hey, thanks for watching this clip. If you'd like to see more from this podcast, you can go ahead and click here, where the podcast episode is linked in its entirety. If you're new here, you might want to consider subscribing right here. Thanks so much. Make it a great day.